Staying with education matters, the Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General, that is Sossion, has called on the Education Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to resign over reforms in the education sector. Now, Sossion criticized the introduction and implementation of a new curriculum, accusing the Ministry of Education of making decisions without consulting on the stakeholders or all the stakeholders in the sector.
Held in Kitengela, Kajiado County, education stakeholders deliberated on some of the challenges facing the sector in the country. They said the state of education in marginalized areas requires more attention.
Kuna upungufu mkubwa wa walimu. Pili, hata zile shule ambazo kwamba wanafunzi wafaa wasome zimekaliwa na KDF. Wanafunzi wanasomeshwa chini mwa miti.
The Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Sossion criticized Education Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i over the reforms in the education sector. Sossion said the system change in the sector does not favor other parts of the country where education has been paralyzed due to emerging issues such as insecurity and famine.
Baringo is no longer having education, and people would want to assume that everything's very okay in Baringo, but we know that in Baringo there's fighting and families have moved, and therefore there's no learning in Baringo, and nobody's talking about it because we are so busy with the politics.
Reforms must be systematic, meticulous, consultative, within the framework of law, and properly done and agreed upon by all parties. That's how reforms are done. It ought to be progressive. It cannot be reckless the way we are seeing. And Matiang'i is getting it wrong. Maybe nobody's telling him the truth, but we are telling him the truth. You are getting it wrong. Come back to your senses and get it right. If you can't get it right, or if you can't reflect on that, then prepare to ship out.
Sossion further accused the Teachers Service Commission and the Ministry of Education of victimizing Alliance High School principal David Kariuki over allegations of bullying and torture, adding that the claims were unfounded and would have been handled by the Board of Management at the institution.
All they needed is to take the report to the board, discuss the bullying, the extent of the bullying, and take action. You cannot take prefects, the 6 prefects, to the CID, however much guilty they may be. A prefect system that manages 1,600 boys is not very easy to put in place.
Sossion also insisted that he does not dispute that there could be issues facing the school, but criticized the teacher's employer for handling the matter unfairly. Kevin Mutai, NTV.